Welcome back everyone. Today we have a very special sports car for you. Probably one of the much awaited car, and that is the legendary Toyota Supra. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe to Car K and turn the bell notification on if you wish to stay updated, refreshed and refined with the latest car reviews in the market. Make sure to watch this video till the end as we drive the Supra on the streets of Dubai to see if it's up to the hype and reputation it precedes. Now the Supra first came out in the 1970s and its model was based on Toyota Celica. In the 1980s, Supra became its own model, and in the 1993, Toyota launched the most notorious Mark IV Supra, which later on became famous for its role in the Hollywood blockbuster Fast and the Furious. And in the year 1998, this model was discontinued, and since then, both the demand and desire for this sports car has only grown. Supra enthusiasts became obsessed with the legendary 2JZ engine and its immense tuning potential. This, however, laid a lot of pressure on Toyota, and as a result, we have the new Toyota Supra in front of us. Now, before we go ahead, I have something very special for you. Welcome back again. I know that wasn't the best cinematics you saw in the YouTube, but hey, practice makes you perfect, alright? This specific model is based on the BMW Z4 structure, and it is designed in Austria, so keep that in mind that you would notice many similarities between both. Without wasting time, let's dive into specifics. Under the hood, we have a 3.0 liters of V6 engine which produces 382 horsepower and 368 pound-feet of torque in line with 8-speed automatic transmission, which is 47 horsepower more than the 2020 variant. It can reach 0 to 60 in 4 seconds and has a top speed of 155 miles per hour, which puts it under the big leagues against Chevy Camaro, Porsche Cayman GTS and the BMW M2 competition. You get 2 seats inside with a hatchback boot space. Body is more rigid than the Lexus LFA and the weight distribution is 50-50. The base variant comes with 2.0 liters of petrol engine and starts from $45,000, and it could reach up to $58,500 for the A91 3.0 liter top edition. As for the dimension, it has 172.5 inches in length, 73 inches wide, 50.9 inches in height, and has a ground clearance of 4.5 inches. The curb weight is around 304,000 pounds, which makes it a little heavier by 57 pounds as compared to the Z4. Now, a thing to note is that the new Supra isn't built in Japan, but in Austria. That's because it's based on Z4, and the new Supra doesn't use the famous 2JZ engine, but it comes with a BMW Z4 engine, which for some buyers might be a controversy. Anyways, let's dive into the styling of the car. Up front, instead of little small piece, it takes up the entire side and bottom for headlight. It's a 2-level 6-lens LED light cluster for optimum brightness and clarity with sporty DRLs. You have the vents for providing airflow to the brakes. Below that, you get front parking sensor. Actually, 5 parking sensors as one of the safety features. Basically, these are dummy vents which can be made functional in case you want to tune it up in the aftermarket. You get some wide openings for better air intake and a neatly placed Toyota badge. Side turn reflectors adding more sporty character to this car. And since it's a top variant, it has Michelin Super Sports 255x35 19-inch alloy wheels in the front. Some sporty lines throughout the fender. Back here, more dummy vents, but this one could be used as an outflow vent for creating better downforce, obviously if you want to go for the tuning setup. You get the automatic rain sensing wipers, matte black side mirrors with turn indicators and blind spot assist. On the bottom, you get matte finish side skirts, body color door handles and other dummy vents alongside the door, which of course could be used after tuning up. Here is the fuel door, and it can store up to 13.7 gallons, which is 59.9 liters approximately. And then back here, Michelin Super Sports 275x35 19-inch alloy wheels. On the corner, you have rear parking sensors and side reflectors over here. And throughout the bottom, you get a total 5 sensors back here. Some good safety tech by Toyota. At the bottom, you have the LED white reversing lights. On this side, you get side reflectors. Actually, you get 2 reflectors on the sides and 2 mufflers. And you must have heard them in the beginning for how crazy they sound. And then you have the famous Supra badging at the center of the trunk. Another Toyota badge at the back. A very distinctive brake light design. These are powered by LEDs and also act as turn signals, which is really unique in the league of $50,000 sports cars. Also beneath the logo, you have the rear camera. From the top, you can see that it has a beefy race trunk, but I bet it can compensate for a spoiler. Instead, Toyota left it for the aftermarket tuning companies to add one if the owners wishes to do so. There's so much lines back in here which can confuse you to figure out the trunk latch, and it doesn't have one. Instead, you just push up the first lining and there you have it. You can see that it has a shallow opening, but when you go inside, it has a good storage space, thanks to its wide body design. Inside, it has a 289 liters of storage space, which can be sufficient if you plan to go for the weekend in your new Supra. However, no lights inside. On opening this, you'll get an access to compact toolbox. Let's screw it back again. From here you can see that it has twin speakers just behind the seats. And it has a nice hatchback design boot with a decent amount of space, especially for a sports car. Okay fellas, let's go ahead and open up the driver's side door. Obviously, you get a keyless entry functions on the door handles, a wide body frameless door. Closing up, you have premium JBL speaker, which Toyota has been using a lot lately in the new models. Door latch with lock unlock buttons, mirror and window switches, another speaker, And on closing up, you see a small truck release button. Some impractical storage space. However, a nice stitch on the edges. You get the Toyota Supra scuff plate. Nice rubber stacking on the edges. And you get all the electronic seat functions over here, like 2 modes for memory seats, 2 directional control switches depending on the ease of driver. The new Supra offers a bucket seat wrapped in leather and Alcantara. Some nice aluminum finishes up here. Inside on the left, you get all the lighting controls for headlight and instrument cluster. Let's get inside the cockpit. You get a standard 3-spoke steering wheel with Toyota at the center, which is of course based on BMW. On the left, you have cruise control and LDS switches. On the right, you have audio controls, mode select and voice command switches. Standard BMW wiper levers. And turn signal levers. And you have got the nice aluminum finish paddle shifters. Zooming into the instrument cluster, you can see it's fully digital with a neat and sporty display. On the left, you have the fuel meter. At the center, you got RPMs. On the right, you have the engine heat up and some of the technical information lights. And on the top, you have the heads-up display. Along the dash, you have AC vents with hazard button, the radio controls where you can glide your fingers to browse through the channels. Below that, you have the AC control buttons, heated seat option with 3-stage high, medium and low, wind direction switch, and then you have the climate control switch. Further down, you have the mobile tray, the aux plug and a lighter, which is pretty hard to pull off. It's nice to see some carbon fiber finish around the gear lever. Then, ladies and gentlemen, you have the standard BMW 8-speed automatic shifter. If you look closely or even from far away, you'll notice that it's pretty much a standard BMW console. Your parking brakes that can be disengaged or engaged with a push or a pull. You have the Toyota Safety Sense button, the Parking Assist button, the Sport mode, and a button to disengage the automatic transmission mode. Just next to the gear lever, you get some button consoles, which is again very much similar to Z4. You have the rotator with the slide option, the menu button, the media, menu, maps and telephone connection buttons, and you get an 8.8 inches of infotainment screen at the center. At the top, you have the vanity mirrors with lights, and same for the passenger. At the center, you have light control switches. This one for driver side and the other one for the passenger side. And the middle one illuminates the entire cabin. You get the framed rear view mirror with auto dimming. Alright, let's take it out on the road and see how it drives with a boost of 47 horsepower from the last year model. First thing to note is that it's really good. Now some of it should be pipped inside the interiors, but overall the sound is amazing when you throttle up. It's a pretty tamed car. It can be a daily drive while it's in normal mode and never disappoints when you want to have some adrenaline rush in the sports mode. Now I'm not one of those complaining about a manual transmission. On the other hand, I prefer the automatic at many situations. However, there are some specific occasions in which you gotta have the manual car, especially while doing some sport performance activity. This situation might be an issue for manual lovers, as the new 2021 Toyota Supra doesn't offer any manual in any of its variants. It's pretty fast. You can actually feel the immediate thrust reaction when you hit the gas. Thanks for the wide thrust and short shifting distribution. However, I don't find a huge difference in the power as compared to the 2020 version. Pretty good turning radius there. Thanks to those composed suspensions, crossing over bumps won't be a problem in the new version. Although the rear end is where you start to feel something, but that's nothing as compared to other cars in this category. Practicality wise, the nose splitter is a little lower for the parking stops, and the door is a little big for the parking spots. So might not be as practical as a Porsche Cayman, but overall it seems like an average ride in its price point. Now one interesting thing about this car, despite having the BMW interiors, is one thing which you don't have is the BMW styling. Now I won't compare it with the Z4. I think Z4 is simple and more traditionally beautiful. However, it looks cool. It's a head turning, definitely buffed up with 47 more horsepower as compared to the 2020 model, and I think Toyota has done an amazing job. Overall, I think Toyota has added some impressive refinement to Supra, and with 3 options to choose from, it might reach a decent sales volume. Unfortunately, with no mid-engine, with no manual, with no higher performance variants, it's still not the best in class. But still, this is a better one as compared to the 2020 variant, all thanks to the mutual work done by Toyota and BMW to add more potent powertrain. It has some serious good future scope of development. Thank you for watching this video. Hit the button, subscribe to the Car K, and turn on the bell notification if you wish to stay updated and refreshed with the latest car reviews. We'll be back again with an exciting car for you soon. Till then, stay safe and stay updated.